Hey guys, this video, what I want to talk about is black characters and black representation in DC Comics. As we all know, this is a very polarizing topic when you talk to many different DC comic book fans. A lot of people are kind of mad with DC, a little bit resentful due to the fact that, the poor representation or the lack thereof. Not a lot of black characters are being properly represented in DC Comics. I also kind of agree with this sentiment. Black characters that I would kind of like to see have their own solo comic book run. First character I kind of want to address is Steel from DC Comics. I like Steel. I like what he does, and I like what he represents and what he can properly provide for the city of Metropolis. If I were, if he were to have his own run, what I would like to see is maybe him kind of incorporating and establishing his own superhero team that kind of uses his own steel tech. So what I would call, the suits that he uses, have his own team of non-meta humans using advanced technology to protect the city of Metropolis and its overall residents when Superman and the other powerful Kryptonians aren't around. Other black characters I'd like to see, somebody like Vixen. I really like Vixen. It would be kind of nice for her to have her own solo comic book series. Maybe for her, you kind of, properly establish more lore for this character. What I would like to see is maybe, randomly, like the Red, the primordial source of power that she kind of draws her power from, that many kind of animal-based characters in DC Universe draw their power from. It'd be kind of nice to see, like, maybe the Red is kind of just going sporadic. It's becoming unpredictable. Maybe around the world, people are randomly kind of being connected to the Red, getting animal-like traits and characteristics, and they don't really know how to control their powers. Maybe somebody like Vixen, and maybe even Animal Man, make this like a duo comic book, having these characters go around the world, kind of training these new meta-humans how to control their powers, that's just so chaotic and unpredictable. Other black characters I like to see, a very underrated one is Empress. I believe she's a little bit younger. I believe she was part of Young Justice. I believe she kind of has a little bit of an anti-life equation embedded into her somehow. Really intriguing character. I like to see more of her. Maybe give her a more modernized representation. Overall, very underrated character. Other black characters I like to see is obviously Black Lightning. Can't go wrong with Black Lightning. I mean, he obviously has his own show. Cool character. Static Shock is a no-brainer. I mean, the Static Shock, gotta give him a solo run. I still don't know how DC has never done this. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I think Static Shock is honestly DC Spider-Man, or he could be DC's equivalent of having a Spider-Man. But, DC just doesn't understand that. I don't know. They just don't see the potential of Static Shock or what's going on with that. But another black character I kind of like to see is Icon. Black Superman. I mean, I like Icon. Maybe kind of modernize the character a little bit, establish his lore, give it a more modern take. I kind of like the fact that he's a little bit more conservative in his political takes. Very interesting character, especially when you kind of dissect and really analyze, his psychology, especially when you kind of hit it from a more political end. Due to the fact he's a lot more conservative, he kind of has this more, grab your boots by the bootstraps kind of ideals. Really cool character. Another black character I would kind of like to see is Val Zod from DC Comics.